yes, but hang on a second. Let me plead my case first before you write me off. So obviously this is a giant undertaking and I was well aware of that, but I was thinking, you know what? This is such a big deal, 4,500 gallon, 33 feet long. I'm gonna tell my employer, maybe they'll slack off a little bit, give me a little extra time to work on this. Nah, it's as busy as ever, So I say to the wife, hey, it's a big project. I'm super excited for this, maybe slack off a little bit. And then the damnedest thing is, she's got a really good memory, and I kind of promised that if I could do the annex, that I would put a closet in and replace the floors and the ceilings in the back bedrooms, and damn it, she didn't remember. And the thing is, apparently, I don't remember this, but she says I promised I would do it before the end of summer. And then she let me know it's August. So I was like, I better get doing that. So you're gonna see that in this video because we worked on that as well. And then the biggest betrayal of all, I thought for sure my assistant here could just take care of the fish basement while I work on the annex, maybe change some water, feed the fish, all those kinds of things. But man, she didn't do a thing. She just lays around in the sun relaxing all day and doing a little bit of inspection, but unbelievable. But with this cute of a face, we're gonna let it go. So all that said, there's still progress getting done on the 4,500, and you're going to see in this video that I've wrapped up some of those other things. So we're going full bore back in the 4,500 again, and we're going to do some lighting upgrades, some improvements. We've got some sick fish in the tank. We're going to take a look at that. We're going to show you how to heal them, how to get them back to full strength, and get that tank fully situated again. And of course, we're going to dive into massive amounts of fiberglassing. The thing about a 4,500 gallon aquarium is it's just massive. The sheer amount of fiberglassing work is insane. I'll get into it, you'll see it. Let's just say that my initial estimates weren't enough. More materials were needed. All right, let's jump right in. And we have our sick fish aquarium. So it sort of started with the redhead top-host geophagus. You can see the marks on their face, and they were sparring really heavy for breeding, and I thought it was just the two males that were banging heads with each other because I didn't see it anywhere else on the females or the other fish. But they stopped doing that, and I could see that it was getting worse, and also they were losing weight. So that pretty much tells you hole in the head, which is a parasitic protozoan parasite. So and that's eating away the food, and that's deteriorating the health of the fish. And also I saw it spread to one of my angels. So we're going to treat the tank. Well, we have been treating the tank. We've been treating it with Prozi Pro. We're going to kill the parasite. So there's already 2 treatments that have been done, and now it's time for a large water change, and then we have 2 more treatments to go. I can tell you right now already that the redhead geophagus and the angels are much more active, and they already seem to have put on a little bit of growth in terms of thickening up over the past week that I've been treating the tank. So I have high hopes that we can bring these guys all the way back. We do have excellent water quality, so I think it's just a matter of killing off these parasites. And finally, I finished the work on the back bedroom. So see the inspector's in place here. The new floors are in. They're all papered and taped up because there's going to be a lot of painting to go. And the new ceiling is in. And you might be thinking, you still have a lot of painting to do. Well, I promised floors and ceilings. I didn't promise painting. That's somebody else's job. And of course, I did promise a closet. And lo and behold, we have a closet, a completed closet. Again, it's not painted, but again, I just promised a closet. Didn't promise to paint. So that is someone else's job. So now I can fully get back to working on 4,500 gallon aquarium builds with no sidetracks, no side quests. Alright, so this is the lighting upgrade I was talking about. This is the River Bend Aquarium. You can see our electric blue Jack Dempsey's, our wild things. They are doing awesome, growing and looking great. And they have some new friends. Anyone recognize what these guys are? Put in the comments if you do. And there's actually another new fish in there, but I don't see him right now. So at any rate, we are going to improve the lighting and the water flow. We have great top water movement, but we know because of the type of filtration we have, where we're pulling the water from the surface and putting it into the bottom of our wetland filter, we need to keep that substrate turned up. So we need to add some power heads near the bottom to keep all that moving and eventually getting caught into that filter and pumped into our wetland filter. And speaking of wetland filters, we have a lot of emergent grown plants, so we need to have the lighting up nice and high and spread out, because we're eventually going to have plants coming all along the back and the side and everything, and through some of these wood roots throughout the middle. So we're going to replace the couple of Kessels that are up there with more of these current freshwater plant lights. I've got 2 more, so we're going to put those here in the middle, and it'll give better light spread and everything, as well as I think it'll just look nicer in the tank, just a better spread of light. This is a very deep tank. It's almost 4 feet deep from front to back, so you can see kind of dark back there, so we're going to fix that. So let's start with the 4500. You can see there's lots of fiberglass everywhere, lots of fiberglass cut and inspection going on there. And let me get you up to speed with what I've done. So I have completed the bottom corner all the way around the aquarium. So where the bottom and the back wall meet, that is all fiberglassed, in many cases multiple times. All the channels are fiberglass, inside and outside. All the vertical corners are fiberglass. All the front seam is fiberglass down there. Again, the corners over here started on the overflow for the wetland filter, and fiberglass any place where there's a seam, like where there's a lot of screws or boards meet, or if there was like a big knot that needed to be filled, all that kind of good stuff. So, needless to say, that seems like a lot of work, but there's still a ton to go. So, what do I got to do? What are we going to work on here in this video? Well, we're going to work on fiberglassing the entire floor, because we're going to actually put a couple coats on that. You can see I've already started down here. So this entire floor is fiberglassed, and again, it's overlapping. So where we've done the seams, this is overlapping the flat part, the flat floor fiberglassing, and the back wall fiberglassing goes over top of that. So we're going to do the whole floor. There's areas on the back of the tank that we're still fiberglassing, because not only are we going to do the screw holes, we're just going to glass the entire thing. It's such a big project, it doesn't make sense to cut any corners at all. I mean, it's already so much work. What's a little bit more, right? So, and then the other thing is, we just see a lot of these cut is I have started fiberglassing the inside. So not only the corners here, but also areas like this. So where we just have the 2x4s together. This is all fiberglassed all the way down, and of course you can see all the bottom. And then of course, once we're done fiberglassing, we have to do trim. We have to trim off all the extra fiberglass. We have areas, there's a small imperfection down here, there's one up here, there's one down there. So coming over here, I found 1 or 2 here. So what we'll do with those is we'll sand down or cut out anything, or trim, like trim off extra like this. And then of course we'll fix that with more fiberglass. And the filter box is completely sealed out and everything, so it needs to be sanded and prepped, and then of course we can start working on fiberglassing that as well. So still a ton amount of work, but yeah, we're going to make some serious progress on the fiberglassing in this video, so let me get to it. So you can see we've got the Ciche Ultra Zero in the 750 gallon Amazonian islands, and man, it's been running for probably an hour or so. It's still so much water to remove. The tank's 6 feet wide, but it's 5 feet front to back and 3 feet tall, so it's it's a lot of water. You really can't see how deep it is until you lower the water level like this. But the reason I'm doing this is because each time you treat with the medicine, so you want to treat the tank, you want to wait 48 hours for the medicine to have its effect on the fish, and then you want to do a partial water change on the tank, fill that back up of course, and then the next day do the next treatment. So I'm on my 3rd treatment tonight, so I've already done this 2 times already. And the reason we're changing a lot of the water out is in the process of using medication, there are some negatives to that, right? It's going to kill off some bacteria and everything. So we want to make sure that we keep replenishing the water, keep the tank healthy, because it doesn't do any good to treat with medicines if the water quality of the aquarium goes down and you start having water quality issues. So important to, usually most medications they say to do this, but I find it's always good to apply the medication, give it time to take effect, and then of course, you know, do a massive water change, like a 50%, or here probably a 60%, and rinse and repeat, and go through the full cycle. So I'm doing 4 treatments of the Prozzy Pro. Even after the first one, I saw an improvement in the behavior of the fish that were ill, but you still want to take it all the way through to make sure we get all the parasites killed and don't have to keep putting these guys through this over and over. All right, so as you can see, I still got ways to go here, so I'm going to go work on the lights on the River Bend Aquarium. So I did decide to leave one Kessel up over there in the back corner because I needed more light, but I think I've achieved what I wanted as far as bringing the light up high, because there's going to be a lot of emergent growth. There's you can see I have bracing in the back there, and that's to allow me to put in some baskets for some plants growing out the back. So they need as much height as they can get, that light suspended up there. And as well as those lights do give a pretty good spread down here in the aquarium. Still that back corner, maybe I'll even lower that Kessel down in that back corner, sort of spotlight that, but yeah, definitely tweaking to go, but that is always the case with a new tank, but this is coming along nice. Need to work on that water flow on the bottom and get those more plants going in the back there, and yeah, I think that will be an improvement, but yeah, coming along. Alright, so it looks like the inspection's being finished up, and I can get back to fiberglassing here in a minute, but I'm going to show you what we've gone through already. So, of our fiberglass resin, we were down to 2 and whatever's left in here, and as you can see, we've been plowing through them. We've been faring better on the mat. We've gone through a good chunk of it, but we still have quite a bit. And so what I had to do was go and order more kits. So 8 more containers of the fiberglass resin so that we can get this bad boy finished. And quite honestly, I mean, really the best way I can really describe this is like building 4 1,000 gallon aquariums all at this, well, 4.5 1,000 gallon aquariums all at the same time. It's just truly monstrous. Of course, I knew that, and I've built a 3,000 gallon, so it's not like I don't have some experience with this, but yeah, it's still taking a little more materials than I expected. So even though I think based on the square footage coverage of the pond shield and my using it before and knowing what the real coverage is, I think I have enough on the pond shield, but having to get so much more fiberglass resin definitely has me wondering. But I am fiberglassing the heck out of this thing, so maybe that's what's soaking it up so fast. All right, now time for me to get this floor fiberglassed. You can see the 750 is still draining, but I just wanted to show you the riverbank back there now that the water has drained down more. I just love that all the root, the root riverbank with all the roots from the plants coming down in between the wood root, so the plant roots and the wood root. I just think that is awesome. And I know when I'm watching this aquarium when it's filled up, just watching the smaller fish weaving in and out of there. In fact, sometimes you come look at the tank and it looks like half the fish are missing, and then you go to feed them and they all come out because they're just all back in all that root work and plant roots. I'm getting mixed up there. Anyhow, yeah, and I'm also thinking I need more smaller fish for this tank. Still so much room, there's so much depth, and I just need to fill it up a little more. But for now, we got to get it healthy and everything first, so make sure we get all of our cichlids happy and healthy. Fortunately, I haven't seen the parasites bothering any of the tetra or anything. It seems to really just be the angels and the geophagus. All the other, well, not even all the geophagus. The albino redheads are fine. The true parrots are fine. The severum are fine. The blue acar are fine. So it's just 2 angels and 2 of the redhead tapajos. Okay, but just wanted to show you that because I thought it was kind of cool. Well, it's a good thing we got the extra fiberglass resin because, yeah, we've tapped out the original batch, so definitely a good thing because it's not done yet. So the far side is done with 2 layers, and the back section of the aquarium all the way on the floor is done with 2 layers of fiberglass. And the couple corners I hadn't done, I've done those. So what's going to happen now is once that all cures, is ready for me to go on top of it, I'm going to put 2 layers of fiberglass on the front half of the aquarium, and we've already on the floor, and we've already done the bottom lip, but and we've done the uprights on the post. So it's just going to be a little touch up. You can see where the channels are. Plenty of touch up on the fiberglass there, and we need to add the fiberglass to this one, and that one is done. So we're definitely on the downward stretch of fiberglassing, which I'm very happy for. Definitely the True Solids product makes it a lot better than the Bondo crap from before, so that is great. But it's still, it's just a ton of fiberglass on this one. I mean, this is, shouldn't surprise me because, bringing in the wood, assembly, everything was just so much more than everything else I've done. And the fiberglass was no different. But we're definitely on the downward slope. So the next video on this tank, you'll definitely see completed fiberglass, including, trimming off all the excess stuff, fixing every little patch area, and hopefully be well into the pond shield or epoxy coat, because that's going to be exciting to see that go on. Oh man, it comes after that glass installation. One last cool look at the 750 with the water level down. You see we took it down maybe a little more than half there, and it's just cool seeing it all the way back in there. And then of course we dip underwater. You see all the schools of tetras. Anytime you have change in the tank, they all school up, which is cool. And as always, 2 water lines back in there because it takes forever to drain or fill up, so speeding up the process. So everybody's looking good after the big water change on the 750. I might have mentioned earlier on where I might have called it Holden head disease. I really think it's lateral line erosion on the cichlids. They've got the stringy white poop, so basically that and the losing the weight. Everything that's synonymous with gut parasites, so that's why I've been treating with ProziPro. Now I actually did run out of ProziPro, and I still want to do some more treatments, and what I had, I'd had around for a while, and so I was looking online to order more, and the price is a little bit crazy, so I'm going to switch over to General Cure, which is the same concept. To keep these guys going, because I want to finish the treatment, because I was noticing that the bottle, I was using 2 bottles at a time, not one, because of the size of the tank, so I didn't have as many treatments left as I wanted. So that should be coming in the mail Tuesday, or in 2 days from when this is being filmed. So should be good to go, keep right on schedule, and yeah, get these cichlids all straightened out. So thankfully I got all the side projects completed. The to-do list for the missus is complete. This past weekend I had a chance to clean out the shed, so I'm going to be moving a lot of materials out there, which is going to free up space behind the 3,000 gallon to build a future new quarantine system, a real nice one. I decided to put it in there instead of in the annex, so there'd be more room for mega tanks in the annex. But I need the space in there, so that's getting worked out as well. And I made a bunch of big orders, both plants and fish, for the 600 gallon. So we're going to have a lot to do on that tank. We're going to put the polishing filter. There's new plants, there's new fish. That's going to be awesome. And of course, keep you up to date with the 750 Amazon Islands. Make sure we get rid of all that lateral line disease, all the parasites, get those cichlids top notch, back in top shape again, and healthy as can be. And oh my gosh, we're about a month away from the Keystone Clash. I'm going to put a short out on that, but if anyone's going to be at the Keystone Clash, let me know, because I'm bringing lots of free Aquarium Domain swag to give out to Aquarium Domain members and subscribers. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon.